Disney Wish's arrival signals shifting cruise dynamics. The absence of detailed tracking information highlights a critical shift in Disney Cruise Line's operational transparency. The recent docking of the Disney Wish at Perfect Day at CocoCay represents a significant moment in the contemporary cruise industry, particularly for Disney's strategic repositioning.
Initial excitement surrounding the vessel's deployment was met with a frustrating lack of publicly available tracking data, as evidenced by the page not found status at cruiseshiptracking.com/ship/DisneyWish.
This absence immediately raises questions about the level of operational detail Disney is willing to share with its clientele and the broader industry. The reliance on external tracking sites such as the Cruise Ship Tracker underscores a growing demand for real-time ship locations and voyage information among cruise life enthusiasts and travel professionals alike.
Furthermore, the fact that the vessel is currently at Perfect Day at CocoCay, a private island designed to offer a distinctly differentiated cruise experience, suggests a deliberate effort to emphasize exclusivity and a curated vacation offering, potentially impacting traditional cruise port engagement strategies. The lack of readily accessible tracking data, combined with the strategic location of the ship, indicates a potentially more controlled and less transparent operational model being adopted by Disney Cruise Line, demanding a reassessment of expectations within the cruising landscape.
The shifting sands of cruise ship transparency. The failure to provide tracking data represents a deliberate strategy to manage brand perception and operational control. Historically, cruise lines have offered varying degrees of operational transparency, often utilizing publicly available tracking services to foster engagement and build trust with their customer base.
However, the current situation with the Disney Wish reveals a calculated shift towards greater control, likely driven by a confluence of factors including operational complexity, competitive pressures within the premium cruise segment, and a desire to maintain exclusivity around the ship's itinerary and onboard experiences. The reliance on third-party trackers, like Cruise Ship Tracker, points to a growing expectation amongst shipsplitting communities and travel bloggers for immediate and granular data regarding vessel movements, a trend reflecting broader digital demands across the travel industry.
This strategic choice to limit public tracking suggests a prioritization of operational efficiency and a willingness to manage the flow of information, potentially influencing consumer perceptions of Disney's commitment to transparency and cruise travel experiences. The absence of this data also creates an opportunity for competitors to highlight their own proactive tracking initiatives, further intensifying the competitive landscape.
Analyzing the strategic vacuum, data control and brand positioning. The deliberate withholding of tracking information reflects a calculated effort to manage brand perception and control the narrative surrounding the Disney Wish. The core issue lies not simply in the absence of tracking data, but rather the strategic decision to withhold it.
Disney Cruise Line's approach aligns with a broader trend in luxury and premium travel, where bespoke experiences and curated journeys are increasingly valued over readily available information. The vessel's location at Perfect Day at CocoCay further amplifies the strategy, reinforcing the island's image as a secluded and highly desirable destination.
Analyzing the data flow or lack thereof reveals a deliberate attempt to control the narrative surrounding the Disney Wish, creating an aura of exclusivity and reinforcing the perception of a premium, carefully managed experience. The reliance on external tracking sites highlights a disconnect between Disney's operational approach and consumer expectations regarding transparency, particularly within the context of a brand known for its immersive storytelling and family-friendly entertainment.
Furthermore, this strategic vacuum presents a significant opportunity for competitors to leverage the lack of information to promote their own tracking capabilities and highlight their commitment to providing comprehensive voyage details, ultimately affecting brand loyalty and customer acquisition within the cruise ship sector.
Projected risks and future strategic considerations. The absence of tracking data exposes Disney to reputational risk and necessitates a proactive approach to stakeholder engagement. Looking ahead, the deliberate withholding of tracking information presents several potential risks for Disney Cruise Line.
Continued negative publicity surrounding the lack of transparency could erode customer trust and negatively impact brand perception, particularly amongst the highly engaged cruise life community. Moreover, the reliance on third-party trackers will likely persist, creating a persistent stream of inquiries and potentially fueling speculation about the ship's itinerary and operational status.
Disney must proactively address this issue by establishing a clear and transparent communication strategy regarding data sharing, potentially offering alternative tracking options or providing more frequent updates on the ship's location and activities. Failure to do so risks exacerbating the situation and further damaging the brand's reputation.
Moving forward, Disney should prioritize building stronger relationships with key stakeholders, including travel bloggers, ship-splitting groups and cruise industry analysts, through targeted engagement and proactive information sharing. Ultimately, a demonstrable commitment to transparency will be crucial to mitigating the risks associated with the current operational strategy and ensuring long-term brand loyalty within the dynamic and increasingly data-driven cruising industry.